Let's connect then with our chartists to find out what they're advising in terms of levels as well as their top recommendations. We've got Kunal Bothra and Manas Jaiswal joining in on the charts. Good morning, gentlemen. And Kunal, let's begin with you. A view on the index by way of levels that you're tracking, if you believe that consolidation is the course, and share with us some of your top recommendations as well.
Everyone, yes, the markets are consolidating, the indices are consolidating after last week of a drubbing on both the Nifty as well as on the Bank Nifty and individual stocks. I think the markets are taking a bit of a breather. 11,300 is where I believe the index could pivot out in the range for the next couple of days at least. Now there are a couple of reasons for that where I believe so. One is there are some strong support zones at 11,200 levels for the Nifty. So we have a cushion of almost 100 odd points for the index from a very very short term view. The second point is a put call ratio. When you look at the weekly in the PCR levels for the Nifty, the current month, as well as when you look at it on the monthly series, there are some complete divergent signals over there because the weekly put call ratio is now coming back to 0.6, 0.7 range. So below 0.6 is where you expect that the markets get into an oversold kind of a territory in the PCR, and on the monthly strikes, on the monthly PCR levels, we are still at that 1.2 kind of a zone on the Nifty. So I think in that regards, any correction or any sharp fall, like what you saw yesterday, for example, you saw an intraday dip of almost 50-60 points on the Nifty, but then in the last half an hour or so, there was a sharp recovery. It was purely because of the fact that the PCR had gone back into an extremely oversold territory. So I think as now the markets keep on dropping off 150 odd points lower, there would be intraday supports which could be creeping up, and which is why the markets could probably hang around this 11,300 mark. Now, stock specific, I believe that many of the stocks individually you could continue to do higher. There are signs of momentum into many of these names. There are fresh stocks which are coming back to life. So I would recommend a couple of buy calls over here. The first one is a buy call on Z. We were discussing the stock even yesterday as well. It's a stock which has suddenly found the thick of momentum. I think a week back when the stock had crossed back above its 200 moving average, the manner in which the stock had crossed above its 200 DMA, the volume pickup, the trend, and the stability. Because earlier than that, the stock had been a very volatile stock, but all of a sudden you've seen a complete change of behavior for a stock like Z. So I would be of the view that this stock is starting a new trend for itself, and from short-term view as well, it could be a good opportunity to buy the stock at current levels. So buy with a target of 230, stop loss at 218. The second would be a buy on HDFC Life. Now this is also a very interesting name because I think the last 4-5 months of this price recovery from the March lows, the stock had done exceptionally well. It is now very close. It was now at a touching distance of breaking its all-time high levels as well. The month of August was a bit sideways, but now the stock is making a very good comeback. So it's broken that downward sloping trend line on the daily charts as well. And I would be of the view that HDFC Life could find its feet yet again, and the stock can continue to move up higher. So buy with a target of 625 and stop loss at 580.
Z Entertainment, HDFC Life, 2 buy recommendations from Kunal. Getting a move on then, Manas, what is it that you're spotting in terms of the market? Are you worried about the underperformance by the mid caps? And share with us where you're placing your bets.
Good morning, Avan. Avan, I think there are some sign of reversal on the charts. I think last week Nifty made a bearish engulfing pattern on the daily charts. Look at Nifty. I think Nifty has given a confirmation of lower tops and lower bottoms, and it has slipped below its 20-day moving average. So I believe that one should be cautious and one should not create long position till Nifty is trading below 11,500, 11,550. So, and I believe that Nifty can go down and test its 50-day moving average, which is placed near to 11,000 mark. And that is why I have mixed strategy right now. First one is a buy call on Infratel, where we have seen a lot of buying interest in last 3-4 trading sessions. The stock has broken its 200-day moving average. And on the weekly chart, it is making inverse head and shoulder pattern. So I'm very much positive on Infratel. I believe that one can create long position over here with a stop loss of 214, and target would be in the range of 260 to 270. And second is a sell call on Manappuram, where Manappuram has broken its 200-day moving average yesterday. It has been making lower top and lower bottoms from the level of around 180. So looking at the charts, I believe that Manappuram can go down and test 132. So take a short call here. Stop loss should be around 150, 52.